Barcelona remain perfect at the top of the table over in La Liga with 5 wins from a possible 5. Can they make it 6 wins on the trot? We're going to get into it. All of it next. That's right, folks, back once again in another video. Today we're taking a look at match day number 6. That's right, over in La Liga with Barcelona currently sitting top of the table with a monstrous 4-point gap already. That's right, we'll take a look at it, all of it, in a second. If you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe button. Your one-stop shop for La Liga is right here under one rooski. Of course, in hot pursuit are the Madrids. That's right, we're talking Atletico, we're talking Real, who are in second and third respectively. And currently, surprise package, Celta Vigo hanging on in there with the big boys. But who will be there at the end of this coming weekend? We're going to get into that in a second. Of course, if you're new, smash your like, smash your subscribe. And of course, big shout out to the VIPs. They are the patrons, you know who you are. So let's get cracking. Alrighty then, folks, we are going to recap the results from the previous round of matches. Of course, there were some bangers there, of course, including Atletico's 3-0 win over Valencia. I went with a 2-0 win for the hosts. Of course, big win for them. Meanwhile, Real Betis continue to struggle. That's right, 2-1 loss to Leganes. I went with a home win on that one. Meanwhile, Celta Vigo's 3-1 win over Valladolid. I got a 2-1 on that one. Barcelona's 4-1 demolition job of Girona. I went with a 2-2 draw on that. I did get Sevilla and Getafe right. That was 1-0, spot on the nose. Vallecano, 3-1 winners of Osasuna. I went with a draw. Mallorca did lose to Villarreal 2-1. I got that one bang on point as well with my boys. Sociedad losing to Real Madrid. Meanwhile, Las Palmas also choked at the end. 3-2 loss to Bilbao, and Espanyol with a monstrous 3-2 win over Alaves. Now, what has that done to the table? Well, it looks a little bit like this. As you see, it is Barcelona flexing their muscles at the top of the table with Atletico, Real Madrid and Villarreal in the Power 4. If the season was to end, but it won't, Getafe, Las Palmas and Valencia will be going down to the Segundo division. But what about our own division? I'm talking about the Super Brew. Alrighty then, folks, as you can see at the top of the graphic there, Music 1207 picked up an impressive 19 points this past weekend. Red One, hot pursuit there, Clasherman as well in the Power 3. As for me, I got myself 15.5 points. It's not a bad haul, but it ain't challenging for the big honours there. Currently, the leaderboard has me all the way down in 27th spot, but it's a marathon, not a sprint. Costas K, he knows the deal. He's top bins there alongside Music 1207 and Zandos. That's right, they're in the 50-plus points. Marca is not too far away. P21 also in the mixer, and the likes of Raymond, Russell and Ultra Oma Murat are in the house. So keep on predicting and we'll see how we get on this time around. If you do want to keep on predicting, here is the link. It's on the screen right about now. It is free, 100% free, and of course we'll see if you can outbeat me or the boys next time around. Alright then, folks, now we're heading into match day number 6, and we've got some absolute crackers in here to look forward to, including Villarreal against Barcelona. We'll get to that later. We're going to start right here, right now, if I can be ready, with a trip to where we're heading. We're heading to Alaves, that's right, as they prepare to take on Sevilla this coming weekend. Now, I want to say, before we jump into this, there are a few games going on this week. Catch-up games, perhaps, maybe just get ahead of things. We may or may not have done those. We may predict them in times gone by, but we're not focusing on this in this video. So let's focus on these games, which of course managed by Luis Garcia. That's Alaves coming into on 58% form for them, up against the Sevilla side on 33% form for them. They're down into 14th right now with just 5 points for the season. Alaves sitting pretty in 6th with 7 points. Now they've played 26 times since 1997 with Alaves. Got 6 wins, 13 wins to Sevilla and 7 draws. However, the last couple of matches in the league have gone in favour of Alaves. They've been goal thrillers. In fact, when we look at 7, 10, 12 goals scored between both these two sides in both the matches last season. So they were a bit of a thriller last round. Speaking of thrillers, Alaves did lose one last round as they lost 3-2 to Espanyol. Sevilla on the back of a 1-0 win over Getafe to start turn things in the right direction. Meanwhile, the bookies for this one, we do have even Stevens is your Alaves, 31-10 is your Sevilla, 11-5 is the draw. This is on Friday, the 20th of September. I am going with a bit of a shock, perhaps 1-0 win in favour of Alaves. Into Saturday's games we go, and it is Valladolid taking on my boys, Real Sociedad coming at you on the Jose Zorrilla, according to my eyes anyway. Valladolid, managed by Paulo Pazalio, coming at you in 17th spot with just 4 points for the season. Up against my boys, Real Sociedad, managed by Emmanuel Alguacil. Also struggling right now with just 4 points down into 16th. They have played 36 times since 1993. 9 wins for Valladolid, 16 wins for Sociedad. It's been 11 draws between the two sides. But coming into this one, the most recent match has been back-to-back 1-0 wins for Valladolid over my boys Sociedad. That was, of course, back in the 2022-2023 season. Sociedad on the back of a 2-0 loss to Madrid. It's actually making back-to-back games now without a goal. And a win. And winless in 3 on my boys. Meanwhile, Valladolid on the back of a couple of heavy defeats, conceding 10 goals in the past 2 games combined. The odds for this one, 11-4 is Valladolid, 2-1 is the draw, 23-20 is my boys, and that's Sociedad. I've got to back them here, 2-0 win, get back to winning ways, and hopefully start to climb the table. Osasuna, the venue now, as we take on, as they take on Las Palmas, taking out at Estadio El Sadar. That's right, Osasuna managed by Vincenzo Moreno, up against Las Palmas, of course, who have got Luis Miguel Carrion in the dugout. Osasuna coming at you in 11th with 7 points for the season. 42% form for them right now. Just a couple of defeats in the last 5 matches. Up against the Las Palmas side, who, despite their best efforts, are struggling to get anything going at the moment. They're down into 19th with just 2 points, looking at 3 defeats in the last 4 matches. They've played 20 times since 1996. We've got 7 wins apiece and 6 draws. The most recent matches between these two sides were both back-to-back 1-1 draws. That was back in the 23-24 season, with Osasuna winning the last match between these two sides. The last victory was way back in May 2019. Osasuna on the back of a 3-1 loss to Vallecano. Las Palmas, good effort. 3-2 loss, though, to Bilbao most recently. The odds for this, 11-4, scrap that. 11-10 on is your Osasuna. 4-5 is the draw. 3-1 is your away win, which is, of course, Las Palmas. Going to go with a draw here, which is not really good for Las Palmas. They need wins to get out of that drop zone at the moment. They are looking pretty grim down there already. So over to the Mestalla now as Valencia take on Girona. That's right, coming at you on the 21st of September. Valencia currently find themselves down there, rooted to the foot of the table with just 1 point for the season. Of course, managed by Ruben Baraja. Girona, not the Girona of last year, but they are still trying to grind themselves up into good positions. Got busier weeks ahead with Champions League football just around the corner. Michel's boys, 42% form for them right now, just 1 defeat the last 3. And they've played Valencia 8 times since 2018, 4 wins apiece, but there's been no draws between the two sides. The last match between these two sides at this very venue was back in May 2024. In fact, it was the last match that these two sides did play against each other. It was a 3-1 win for Girona, who've got 3 wins on the bounce against Valencia, conceding scoring 6 goals in those 3 games combined. They did lose to Barcelona, did Girona most recently. Valencia on the back of a 3-0 loss to Atletico. The bookies will go 9-5 for Valencia, 29-20 is Girona, 23-10 is the draw. Going to sit on the fence to have that first draw in a long, long time in this very fixture. Off to the Bernabeu we go, and it's Real Madrid taking on Espanyol. This is the last game coming at you on Saturday, the 21st of September. Real Madrid under Carlo Ancelotti, 83% form for them right now, sitting in second in the table with 11 points, up against a tricky Espanyol in 10th. Unbeaten now the last 3 matches. Now they have played 58 times, these two sides, since 1994. 43 wins for Madrid, 9 wins at Espanyol, 6 draws, of course. Now the last match they played at this very venue was a 3-1 win. In fact, Madrid did the double over Espanyol in the previous season, which was back in the 22-23 season, and they were both 3-1 wins. In fact, they've scored, 10 goals against Espanyol in the last 3 matches combined. Espanyol on the back of a 3-2 win over Alaves. They've scored 5 goals in the last 2, with Madrid back-to-back clean sheets with respective 2-0 wins over Real Betis and Real Sociedad in the locker here. The odds is 6-1 on is your Madrid, of course, overwhelmingly so. 11-2 is the draw, 16-1 is your away win. It should be a home win. We're going to go with another clean sheet, 3-0 win. Madrid taking it to the house. Into Sunday's games we go now. It's the 22nd of September. The Colonso Alfonso Perez, it's Getafe, managed by Pepe Boldalas, up against Leganes and Borja Jimenez. They have played 17 times since 1999. 6 wins for Getafe, 7 wins for Leganes, 4 draws as well. Getafe, though, without a win in the last 5. However, they are the draw kings, drawing 4 of the last 5. Leganes, though, 50% form for them right now. 1-2 lost to and drawn to over the last 6. That's right, 17 times they played since 1999. 6 wins for Getafe, 7 for Leganes, 4 draws. The most recent match in competitive action at this very venue was a 2-0 win for Getafe, who did the double over Leganes in the last time that they were in the same division, I would say. That was back in the 1920s season. So Getafe back-to-back wins with the most recent one at this venue. 2-0 it was for Getafe. The odds for this one, we'll look at it right now. Getafe coming at you 11-10 for the victory, 16-5 is your Leganes, 9-5 is the draw. Tight one to call here, but I am going to swing for the hosts. 2-0 win. Getafe continuing that streak up against Leganes. Let's go to Bilbao now as they entertain Celta Vigo. This one's got a bit of a tasty smell about it. Oh yes, it's the San Mams Stadium. It's Bilbao, managed by Ernesto Valverde, currently sitting in 9th with 7 points for the season. A couple of wins in the last 3 matches up against the Celta Vigo side in 5th with 50% form, winning 3 and losing 3 over the last 6. Now, they played 54 times since 1993. 24 wins for Bilbao, 14 wins for Celta Vigo, and there's been 16 draws between the two sides. With Bilbao losing the last match they played, it was over at Celta Vigo. It was a 2-1 win back then. But the last time they played at this very venue, we had an absolute banger. 7 goals in it. 4-3 it was in favour of Bilbao. Speaking of Bilbao, they of course got 3 wins on the bounce here with wins over Valencia. Sorry, no, not 3 wins on the bounce. I tell a lie. They've scored what are we looking at here? They did come into this on the back of a 3-2 win over Las Palmas. They had a narrow loss against Atletico Madrid and a 1-0 win over Valencia. Celta Vigo on the back of that 3-1 win over Valladolid. That was at their very venue. But the odds here, 6-4 on is your Bilbao. 11-4 is the draw. 4-1 is your away win. I am backing the hosts here. We could have a tight game. 2-1 win in my eyes. Next up, we go to Villarreal. Another cracker on our agenda on the Sunday, 22nd of September. It's Villarreal up against Barcelona. Table toppers Barcelona. We've got Marcelino's Barcelona currently in 4th in the table. Wow. Unbeaten in the last 5, of course, with 11 points for the season. Up against Hansi Flick's Barcelona. Perfect right now, top of the table. 5 wins on the very bounce. 52 times they have played since 1998. We have 10 wins for Villarreal, 32 wins for Barcelona, 10 draws as well. Last time around at Villarreal, we had a 7-goal thriller going in favour of Barcelona. In fact, the last 2 games combined between these two sides, we're looking at, I'm trying to do the math. What are we looking at? 15 goals between them, with, of course, a win for Villarreal over in Barcelona and a Barcelona victory over in Villarreal. Absolute cracker. And, of course, we are setting ourselves up for a ding-dong affair here as Villarreal coming into this on the back of a win. Barcelona scoring 11 goals in the last 2 games combined as well. They found their scoring boots. The bookies, though, will find it a little bit tight, but 31-10 is your Villarreal. 5-4 on. They go with Barcelona, overwhelmingly so. 3-1 is the draw. Am I that obvious? Is it that transparent that's going to be a Barcelona victory? It is. I've gone big as well. 3-0 win. I think Barcelona are the real bloody deal. Alrighty then, let's go to Vallecano now as they take on Atletico Madrid. Vallecano up into 6th right now with Inigo Perez, the coach. 58% form for them right now. They do come back into this on the back of a win, having had a bit of a rough patch there. But Atletico Madrid sits 2nd in the table with 11 points. Unbeaten start to the campaign here with 6 games now without a loss, at least 6 games. Played 30 times these two sides since 1994. Just 4 wins for the host, 20 wins for the visitors, and 6 draws between the two sides. With the most recent match at this very venue, get this, 7-0 whopping in favour of Atletico Madrid. So can Lightning strike twice? They've got 3 wins on the bounce against Vallecano. They scored 11 goals in those last 3, and they come into this on the back of 4 clean sheets in a row. Vallecano though on the back of that 3-1 win over Osasuna. The bookies for this one, 50-4. Your Vallecano, 5-4 on. Is your Atletico Madrid, 23-10 is the draw. Going to go with another clean sheet, but not as impressive as the previous time with that 7-0. Just the 1-0 in my eyes. And then finally, folks, we go into Monday night. It's Real Betis up against Mallorca. And it is Manuel Pellegrini's boys, who are struggling down to 12th at the moment, up against Mallorca, who are in 13th. So a bit of a mid-table crunch clash at this part of the season. Now, Real Betis under Pellegrini, 67% form for them right now. Just 1 defeat, though, in the last 6. They need to be up the table, though. They're level on points with Mallorca, who have got 5 as well. And they've got 1 win in the last 6. Now, last time they played over at this very venue was a 2-0 win for Real Betis, who've got 3 wins on the bounce against them in all competitions and all venues, and 3 clean sheets against them on the bounce as well. 20-17 on is your Betis, 11-5 is the draw, 7-2 is your away win. Despite all that, I'm just going to sit on the fence with this one, 1-1 draw, and I think Mallorca will be the happier That, my friends, is what I've got for you here today over in La Liga. If you want to join me, make sure you get your predictions in as well, and we'll see who, between you and me, came out on top next week. We'll see about that and more. So don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to smash the like. Don't forget, of course, consider becoming a patron or a member. That's, of course, all to be had. Until then, see you soon. Till then, bouncing out. I'm done out of here.